crossed the vertices, and he has reached the promised land. We are the right. We are the feathermen. We are the feathermen, and we have crossed the burning sands, and we have reached the promised land. We have earned the right to wear the feather.
As a youth growing up in Harlem, we knew that the feather was a gang. It was an organized gang, but it was a type of gang where you had to be tough. It was a certain type of discipline that you had to go through, a certain type of humility, and I really ain't think I can do it.
Sir, he teaches for he has been taught. He educates for he has learned.
I look at the needs of the young men who are on the corner. I look at the needs of the young women who are on the corner. What the Order of the Feather does and all that is it provides a structure for some of these young men where we can say, you want a challenge, your challenge is here.
16, sir! 17, sir! 18, sir! 19, sir!
Order of the Feather deals with one of the deficiencies in our community by taking young men and trying to mold them and giving them some sense of belonging and giving them a feeling that they can make their way in this world.
Didn't Jonathan Frazier just stood back there and defend the fact that he's pledging because he wants to be part of a positive organization?
I looked at it as a perfect opportunity to work with young black men in a venue that's geared to building the character in the minds of young black men, and adding that as a component, because before you can do anything in life, you first have to know who you are.
At a very young age, they taught me to respect me and everybody else around me.
You should always know who your big brothers and fraternal family are.
This program is what our young black men need in terms of learning about themselves, learning how to take responsibility for themselves, focusing on their goals and opportunities, and more important, becoming their own leaders.
I learned a lot about leadership. I learned a lot about discipline. It was more reinforced. I learned a lot about togetherness, common goal in a group. And those things carried me through right up to this very edge, to this very day.
And if you take the concepts of the Order of the Feather and Menacing and you internalize those concepts and say, I have to help, I have to give back, I have to look at young men on the street, and I have to be the community program.
We always say, if it really wasn't for Menacing, I truly don't know where I would be.
We said the feather's in my heart, and that's where I come. That is my church. That is my church.
I lived in Harlem, 146th in Amsterdam, around 1945 or so.
We had a group of boys that ran around together, and we played association in the street, stickball. We hung out on stoops, made noise, got under people's skin.
I was a loner. I'm still a loner, basically. And I think my mother especially felt that I needed more socialization.
I needed to find something that could utilize my time in a way that I can grow.
I got involved with the New York City Mission Society. And that's how come I got to be involved with Menacing. We were just kids in summer, no places to go. Menacing had offered us something a little different. Take kids out of the city. That's where my life started, really.
There were several gangs during the war years that were wreaking havoc through Harlem, taking over communities, establishing turf. In the context of this, we at Menacing decided that we'd have a group that would personify some of the more positive aspects of young black men, an organization that we could call the Order of the Feather. We wanted to provide an opportunity for young men who had leadership talent, and we wanted them to have what some of us never had.
I don't think blacks had that many fraternities in those days, and the thought of a fraternity was something really instilling.
I was one of the first line of the Order of the Feather. I was 16 years old then. And we come out with this red sweater. A lot of kids, they said, what the hell is that, you know? We said, well, it's Order of the Feather. I said, what's the Order of the Feather? What kind of gang is that? You know, it was a gang that taught you how to live, how to deal, how to be a part of the community.
While I was at camp, I had an opportunity to see the Order of the Feather. And it inspired me in such a way that I said I had to be a part of this organization.
The camaraderie, the brotherhood, it was just fantastic.
Remember the motto.
Yeah,
quickie like men. Be strong.
Be what?
Be strong.
Oh, look what I see, my brothers. Oh, look what I see. Somebody's trying to sneak in the frat.
Plainsman comes from a term that's taken from the culture of the indigenous people of the Americas. The plainsman or the pledgee has to go through an initiation.
I'm a plainsman, and I'm striving hard to make the feather.
It's a 6-month pledging process to be initiated into the ranks of the Order of the Feather. We've always started out somewhere between an average of 35 and 45 guys that actually come out to show interest in the first few meetings. But because of a natural weeding out and filtration process, a lot of guys, it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to realize that, you know, I'm not really with this. I got a lot of other things that I could be doing.
How many times you been pledging, Torrance?
Sir, twice, sir.
Twice, and this is your 3rd time, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Torrance, are you going to finish this time?
Sir, yes, sir.
You come to menacing so much, you think you got keys here, man.
If you're pledging, you have to do what you're told to do, say what you're told to say, otherwise you suffer the consequences.
You're not going to make it.
Sir, yes, sir.
You're not going to make it.
Sir, yes, sir.
You will not wear one of them jackets. You will not wear a jacket like that.
It was really trying to weed out the weak ones. And by that I mean, to put it bluntly, make them drop.
Tracy Chapman, on your feet. Your hair look like a bag of old jump ropes. You laughing?
Sir, no, sir.
Pledging these last 6 months has been really hard because I had to learn to do a lot of things I'm not used to doing.
You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. You ready to quit now?
Sir, no, sir.
You're responsible for the other guy in the room with you, the other guy in that row of chairs with you, the guy behind you, the guy in front of you. You're responsible for him, just like you're responsible for yourself, because the word is togetherness, the word is unity.
I have to get out of a comfort zone of being just for me.
You gotta stay focused, man. Stay focused. Don't be stressed out. They're human. They can't do nothing to us. Only thing they're trying to do is stop us from making it, and you can't let them stop it. We want this, so we gotta show them that this is what we want, and we going for it, all right? And I'm there with you all the way, all right? Come on.
You know, I had 19 other people I had to think about for every action I did.
Now, during that 6 months, they do things that might be construed as silly to some people who don't know. Things that test their mental capabilities.
A senior sir bright that correctly sir missed that I was syrupy enough to say sir after every word I say sir.
Their physical capabilities, their spiritual capabilities, their manhood capabilities. Also, they're responsible for a series of sayings, poems, songs, and certain verse.
She walks, she talks, she's full of choke. The lactose fluid extracted from the female of species is highly prolific to the nth degree, sir.
One of the things that I felt was important was to help them develop a sense of awareness in terms of their African self. As young black men, as young African men in a society that doesn't do a lot in terms of strengthening that self and that being within young black men.
Historically, we've been brutalized, raped, separated from our families, torn from our homes. By design, we weren't supposed to be here as a people. We were brought over here for cheap labor. And that's why it's important why you read this. This is current, but there's going to be a brother that comes in here and does a lecture for y'all and shows you why things that are happening now, current events, are also related back to the past. Give me your books, Clarence. Just let me have the list of books you talked about.
Sir, Mississippi Challenge by Mildred Pitts Waters, The Struggle for Equal Education by Clarence Hussein, and Prejudice in America, Causes and Cures by Michael Cron Walter.
I'm a plainsman, and I'm striving hard to make the feather. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I'm a plainsman.
We check report cards. That's also part of the disciplinary practices. I have parents meetings scheduled at least 3 times during the 6 months and then sometimes 4. And I want to know how they're doing. Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing at home, following through on their responsibilities?
Jamal Nelson, treasurer, age 17.
This is the weekend that the pledges have looked forward to from the time they start in January till the time they come through the initiation period.
Like me, Ron Felder.
The brotherhood comes together to make the new feathermen.
Now that I have the opportunity to come back and give back to the feather what the feather gave to me, I feel more than obligated to do so.
We have an obligation as fathers and family men to guide those who are coming behind us.
My son is 5 years old currently, and I don't want the feather to die. So I came back to make sure that we always have a core of brothers that are always going to work and always be here for the feather.
What I trust to get out of here is to help save some of the young brothers. I went from streetwise to book smarts to try and give back to my community. And if I could show an example to one, I think I saved a lot.
Because of the two cultures that tie this organization, based on our African ancestry, and as I mentioned before, the ancestry of the indigenous people of the Americas, the grounds where we occupy up in Camp Minnesink in the Shawangunk Mountains was the native people's land, which is why it was necessary for us to do the final completion and initiation ceremony in camp.
The order of the feather is for strength and wisdom and knowledge and friendship.
All the spirits, all our ancestors are to help you embody the spirit of Wawasa. That's the spirit of don't quit. That's the spirit of be strong.
I want to be a nice feather man, be strong. As soon as I heard about it, I wanted to pledge.
You got to remember, anytime you get to a point where you're weak and weary and you're about to falter, you have to move forward.
The reason why I would become a featherman because we have brothers that we could share each other's thoughts. And I could be able to talk out things. I want to be a featherman because I feel like it'll make me a man. And it'll teach me right from wrong, although I already know. I feel that it'll make me not to get into, like, selling drugs and stuff like that. And it's just a good fraternity.
We'll not stop till we get it together. We want to be brothers in order of the feather.
In a few hours, I might be a featherman. And really, that's only just the beginning.
Today, we bring to you our initiation ceremony. Today, you will see a mixture of the African and the native and indigenous people of these Americas. We of the Order of the Feather pay tribute to ancestors of both.
The tap-out fire and the tap-out field is considered sacred ground. It's a very solemn ceremony. It's the most important part of the pledging experience.
From the shores of Africa to the shores of these Americas, not on our own, but we came. We are here and we have a struggle. The Order of the Feather seeks to prepare young men to meet that struggle.
They're put into a circle, and inside that circle is the fire, which it symbolizes heat, it symbolizes light. It also symbolizes the gleam. One of the models of the Order of the Feather is follow the gleam. So that's the gleam that they concentrate on for this particular evening.
We the Plainsmen ask permission to tap out, sir.
Before they can be sat into the inner circle, they have to be tapped out. The warriors will come down the hill and they'll be tapped out or tapped in the chest as a significance of them being initiated. At that point, they're brought and sat into the inner circle. They're put into the inner circle to eventually, when the weekend is completed, be brought into the full circle as brothers.
young blazing sirs. Get off on the sirs.
The final phase of the weekend and the initiation process is the banquet.
My brothers, old and new, have reinstilled in me something that I haven't felt in years.
During the banquet, we have fraternal gathering with brothers that go back as far as 1946, 1947, as far back as almost the first 2 years of the organization.
We welcome you into our organization. We know that your role is going to be very important. Good luck.
Go out and help the community, help yourselves be better fathers, brothers, family men. If there's anything you need, ask us. See these men here? Ask us.
We sing class songs.
Our song was, Don't Let the Rain Come Down. Don't let the rain come down, no. Don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown.
And we present them with their jackets.
For 6 months, you know, you're being tested and you're being told, you're not gonna make it.
You ain't gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. You don't got what it takes. And then you look, and the same brothers who was giving you grief before is hugging you and giving you hugs, you know, like, yo, congratulations. And everywhere you turn, somebody's hugging you. And it's overwhelming, you know. I had this big stupid grin on my face. I was like,
There are feathers that are hung, and once those feathers are dropped and they hit the floor, they're now feathermen.
When that feather dropped, it felt great. We started jumping around, you know, yelling our yeah. It felt great.
There's nothing else that you have to do. Your initiation process is now complete. You're accepted into the circle, into the order, and you're a brother.
We are the feathermen, we have crossed the burning sands, and we have reached the promised land. We've earned the right to wear the feathermen.
Pledging is the easiest part. That's only a 6-month process. But once you become a brother, that's where your journey begins. Because once you become a featherman, you're a featherman all your life.
Now I got this jacket, where can I go from there? How can I take it? How far can I take it? How many can I take with me, you know, to that certain point?
I plan to go to a very competitive college, get my degree, and make it hard for the world to turn me down.
plan to try to build my mind, listen to what a lot of the older brothers got to say, because they teach knowledge.
I hope the feather keep getting stronger and stronger for the years to follow. I hope my younger brothers pledge. They have a lot to offer.
The whole idea of a family is changing, so an extended family like this is really important, you know?
Hopefully I help the organization keep going for another 50 years.
Got us in focus.
Guys, you got the film.
No, you don't need the film.
47, 49, 55, and 58. And then all you other brothers with them other years. Just come on.